That's the wrong one, guys. I gotta go. So this is what happens when you put me in charge of the opening stuff. I don't know what I'm doing, but guess what, guys? I am in charge because as you can see right there, I run the show. Which one is it? I don't even know because I don't.
Hey, we are live at Click Connect, special Friday night audit. Stay tuned. Craig Sullivan, you have got the most amazing shirt I've ever seen in my life. What is that all about?
Hey, that's promoting our other show, 3 Minute Thursday.
Holy shit, dude. What have we done? The mistakes that we're making right now, unbelievable.
We're going to haunt us for years. Are you kidding?
Welcome everybody to Friday Night Audit. As you can see in the show title, it is Alone at Last. That means it is just me today, Dave, taking care of all of your FNA needs. We do have some surprise guests for you, though. But honestly, right now, I'm going to have a conversation with myself because guess what time it is, Dave? Do you know what time it is, Dave? I don't know. I'm going to make some weird joke, but it sounds like it's time for maybe an audit. Yes, all. Hello, one and all, and welcome to the best show on your Friday night YouTube channel. It's all about hospitality, kind of, not really, maybe. That is, of course, Friday Night Audit again. I am producer Dave.
You're really bringing in the energy here, Dave.
You know, you're supposed to not be there. Thank you very much. I run the show. So we do have two surprise guests for today. Probably not so much of a surprise, but of course, the first one is G. Your hair smells great and also
terrific. Hey, hold on. Let me give myself a round of applause. Hey, I'm delighted to see myself on our own program.
I know. It's about time you made it to your own show.
I know.
Of course, we have the one and only Sunny Day Head Cone Craig.
What the hell's going on there?
I'm not sure what we're doing down there.
That is our latest Friday Night Audit merch, our COVID-39 cover. You can buy this for $29.95. Just contact producer David. Or if you want it autographed, it's $100 and we'll sign it for you.
I thought you were going to say if you want it autographed, it's $30, but otherwise it's $100.
I was going to say it's going to be less money if it's autographed. Then they have to know that we actually involved.
Hey.
All right. So I just want to do I want to warn everybody that I got to go see Bruce Springsteen last week, and that's where I was last Friday night. And I got to tell you, I think he's infectious and stuff like that. So if before I start saying a sentence, if I start going 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll know where I got that from. All right.
And so, Glenn, why don't you tell us about the show? Because that's where the first concert I've heard of you being to that's not starting with a PH. So let me know, what did you think? How was it?
I will, but Dave, you're such a jerk because you didn't do this. That's right. Even though he's producer Dave, he sucks and can't do his job, but that's all right because I've got a beer and I'm going to have a cocktail now because we ran the video and it's legal.
So to be actually fair, it wasn't that I was being a jerk. I knew what I was doing. See, as the host of this episode, it was my obligation to forget to run the video. It was your job to come in and take care of me. See, it's all part of the plan.
I know. So contrary to everybody's beliefs, I do see other concerts other than Fish. Although I got my new knockoff Fish tee here, celebrating the song "Run Like an Antelope." So very excited to set the gear shift to the high gear of my soul. Because not only did I get to go see the Fabulous Boss last week, but I'm going to go see Sting tonight at the incredible Jones Beach Amphitheater over here right behind me. So
outstanding.
Yeah, it's great. I love going out to see those summer concerts, and I refuse to let summer end. So I'm trying to get in one more outdoor show.
Well, listen, this whole week in New York has been 95 degrees with 90% humidity. So summer has not ended up here.
Yeah, I know. It's been crazy. Like I would have thought that summer was going to end like the week before Labor Day. It was chilly and all that. It was like 50s in the 50s in the mornings, and we're like, oh, I guess fall's here. And now all of a sudden it's like dog days of summer.
Yeah, no.
That's what you need. Dog days of summer for about another month and a half.
Well, it's all this crazy weather patterns going on, all this wild craziness. We
Yeah.
all know what's going on. Hell, there was floods everywhere, which way, up, down, left, right. Hopefully, it doesn't rain on you tonight because it's looking pretty iffy out there, Glenn. But if not, I'm sure you have a nice raincoat.
Listen, here's the thing. It's you're screwed in Jersey because God hates Jersey. But here on Long Island, I checked Jones Beach, and the weather's gonna be clear all night.
Well, there you go. See?
Yeah.
I also don't have a concert in Jersey tonight, though, so that's okay.
I guess so. I
So are you
what,
going to go
Well,
gambling
listen, everybody
tonight?
out there, we are, as it does say, we are alone at last meeting. It's just us three today. There is no special guest because these two up top, not that special. But we have a lot of content for the show today. A lot of things we're going to talk about, a lot of topics, questions, information. But listen, you, the viewers, throw some crazy topics at us. Throw some questions out there. We would love to answer them. We will be honest for the most part. Of course, I will be 100% honest. I don't like either of these two guys, but I just do the show I need because it's fun.
he just does it for the paycheck and
I
for
just
the
do it for that
and for the
paycheck.
celebrity.
That
But
big
absolutely.
payday.
Listen, this dude, he's walking down the streets of Manhattan. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's part of the audit. Come on in, sir. Come on in." Velvet
skip
ropes
right
constantly
to the line.
opening.
I wear the shirt. I get in anywhere I want to go.
It's key to the
So
city,
listen,
huh?
guys, let's get right into it. I have a lot of questions I want to talk about. Glenn, I know you got some stuff as well.
Yep.
But, we talk on the show, obviously, this whole thing we do here, No Vacancy Live, Click Connect, Friday Night Audit, all of it's based around travel, hospitality, moving around the country, moving around the world. So recently, as you may or may not have heard, and I'm sure if you haven't heard it, I don't know where the hell you've been living for the last several days. But on a very popular airline, frequently flied by two colleagues of mine, one up there, it is now known as the diarrhea flight. Have you
Yeah.
guys heard this story? I'm assuming you have.
No.
Listen. Before I left Atlanta to go to Barcelona, I said, "Don't eat those tacos," but I did. And I want to just apologize to everybody. I didn't mean to get
So
sick.
for those
You were on the
uninitiated,
flight. You're the one that turned it around. Okay, Glenn.
there was a flight that was covered, unfortunately, in diarrhea in midair, which had to turn
Freaking
around and
horrible.
make an emergency landing. So I don't think you guys have experienced that before. But my first question to you, Mr. Houseman, and then followed by Mr. Sullivan, and all the flying you've done,
Yep.
what is the worst experience you have actually experienced in air mid-flight?
I would say for me, the worst experience was about 10 minutes after takeoff, hearing an awful loud bang coming from a part of the plane you don't want to hear a bang from. And then the pilot coming on a few seconds later. Yeah, we're going to just turn around and go land at the airport right about now. And, wouldn't it be so if you wouldn't mind putting your head between your legs and all that kind of stuff. So I would say that was probably the worst flight I ever had.
Now, what happened? Like, what was the bang?
Something bad broke. And then they just had to get us home, and we did. People were asking a lot of questions, so But the good news was there's always a happy ending. I do think I got $750 in credit for a for a snack bar or something like that.
Oh.
At the end.
And for you, Craig?
There's three of them, but the one that really comes to mind is we were landing and I was sitting in a bulkhead seat where I could see the flight attendant in the jump seat. And this piece of metal comes flying by the window and the door, and I look over and past the windows in the main cabin, and she's getting on the phone telling the captain that there's a piece of the fuselage that just came flying off the plane. And I'm going, yeah.
Well, that's interesting. Now, I wonder how many times these kind of minor things happen where, because I've had a similar story where I was a kid. We were flying back from Florida with my parents, and we were supposed to go into LaGuardia, and we ended up landing in Charlotte because the pilot came on board and said that the brakes weren't working, so we could only use reverse thrusters. So we could land in Charlotte because the runway was long enough.
Right.
If we tried to land at LaGuardia, we would have ended up in Jamaica Bay.
Right.
Nice.
So, we were fine. But honestly, from where I was seated, once we stopped, you could see the end of the runway. Like, we used every inch of that runway that we had.
edge.
Yeah.
And they had to tow us back. Oh,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Boom! Nice. That's producer Dave.
So they had to
He
tow
runs
us-
the show, Glenn.
They had to tow us back to the taxiway because we couldn't get back. Planes
Oh
would go
my
backwards.
God.
So
Oh my.
now I'm wondering how many times these little kind of things, mechanical things, happen either in midair or prior that you never hear about because you make it through. But
Yeah.
I'm guessing
For sure.
I can't remember where it was. I think it was Denver, and it was an airline that began with a U,
Mhm.
and the pilot hit the tarmac so hard he bent the fuselage. Yeah. Coming into that landing, boom!
Oh! I've had some loud landings, but that's ridiculous.
Yeah. There was a ripple in the skin.
Oh my God.
Yeah, probably about a couple feet away from the
So does that
forward
dude
hatch.
just get sent back to training, or is that just kind of the end of his career?
I think there's a breathalyzer and a blood test. Then it's the end of his career.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
How do you bend an airplane? Okay, there it is.
Wow. Wow.
Dave, use the magic marker and sharpen that up or outline it.
I'm trying to make it go bigger, but somehow it's going smaller.
Maybe go the opposite direction.
Exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. So for those of you who can't see, there's basically a huge dent in the top of the plane at that. It's not even like it's the bottom of the plane where you would think.
It kind of looks like when you spill water on some paper and then it dries out and it gets all ripply.
Or paint, a leak on the wall, and the paint gets a little bit bubbly and starts dripping down. Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Well,
do we have any comments from any of our audience today?
No, nobody's speaking. Wow. I don't know what's going on. I'm starting to think that something's going on with the connections that we're having because it's been awfully quiet in the last couple of shows that I've been doing.
Maybe just people realize that we're not worth talking to.
That's a great realization. I definitely commend them on that. That's for sure.
I know there's a sound effect to use for that one, Glenn, but I can't think of which one.
Not that one. Anyway, Dave, I have something that I would like to do right now. Craig, I'm a little concerned over here because this is going to involve some stuff that it was around before Dave was born, but we're going to get through it.
Didn't exist. It does not exist.
One of the things that I love most about growing up were all of those food mascots that we had out there, right? From Captain Crunch to the Gerber baby to all of those kind of things. They really framed our childhood. But what if we put them in order and whether or not you'd be able to kick their ass? So I thought that would be a fun game for us to play. And Dave apparently is too chicken. He just left. All right. Amy says there's a bunch of people on Facebook commenting, so I guess we're not seeing it. No. Yes, Mr. Cards, YouTube. We can see it on YouTube coming through. I don't know why nothing's going through on Facebook. All right. So I don't know what happened to Dave, but I don't know.
You kicked his ass off the air is what happened.
I know. He's worse than the Gerber baby. All right. So, Dave, we're going to play food mascots and whether or not you'd be able to kick their ass. All right. This is I think really important. So do we agree with this particular list? And yeah, Dave.
No. Go ahead. I'm looking.
All right. So those listening.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. We just got a text.
Yeah,
there is a bunch of people on Facebook.
Yeah, we already took care of that while you were offline. So we've established now that we can get comments through YouTube.
Producer Glenn.
But yeah, Dave, what do you do around here? By the way, and what the hell happened?
I act my wage. Okay.
That big paycheck he gets every week. I think we need to talk about that.
I know. All right. So we're gonna see. We're gonna rank these guys, whether they're not in the same order and stuff like that. And the whole idea is that the mascot would absolutely kick my ass. Is a fair fight, or I could definitely kick their ass. So on their the kick ass side, we start with the Gerber baby and the Quaker Oats dude. What do you think? You think they are the weakest compared to the Keebler Elf and the Pillsbury Doughboy?
I don't know, man. Quakers, that Quaker dude's pretty old, and the Quakers, those times for you to live that long, you got to be pretty tough.
Yeah, it
So-
kind of reminds me. Yeah, he reminds me of that guy from Poltergeist too. You know.
Yeah,
No.
I think the problem is though, Glenn,
Yeah.
you're going to jail either way for either elder abuse or child abuse. So
Yeah, I know. I know. All right.
The
So,
Keebler elf, I'm assuming, has some sort of magic around. I mean, there's probably some magicianry working on here. So I bet he might not be able to physically kick your ass, but he's probably going to do something to fuck you up.
all right, but the Keebler Elf versus Pillsbury Doughboy is an interesting combination. I do think that they are, they're equally sized. They're, fun sized and stuff like that.
Does the Pillsbury Doughboy get to bring along his knockoff cousin, the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man?
Oh, well, Stay Puft
That
Marshmallow
might
Man
determine
would
the
be in the
winner.
absolutely kick my ass category. That's for sure.
and
but
you've
the
got a
problem-
Rice Krispie guy up on top. I mean, is he, hanging out with Keebler Elf because they're the same size?
Rice Krispie guy. Who's the Rice Krispie guy?
The one with the red hat on the right
No,
top.
it's the Keebler Elf.
Yeah, he's the Keebler Elf, dude.
That's the Keebler Elf. They do like.
I thought the Keebler Elf was down at the bottom. It's all green.
No, that's Lucky, the
That's
Lucky Charms guy.
That's Lucky Charms.
Well,
Or as my son calls it, Rainbow.
so
All right. Amy's saying, fun fact, who is the Gerber baby? I feel like it was
It was me.
the guy who then played the clown and then did Weather on TV. I'm drawing a blank on his name. Willard Scott. I feel like it's Willard Scott. That would be my guess.
wasn't
So,
Willard Scott the original Ronald
like
McDonald?
Clarabelle? Ronald McDonald. Right.
No.
And by the way, why is Ronald McDonald? Ronald McDonald is on this list, right above the Burger King over there. Who do you think? Who do you think's tougher, Ronald McDonald or the Burger King?
Oh, Ronald McDonald, without a doubt.
Nope. Who is that?
That's the
Brooke
Gerber baby.
Shields was one. Huh.
I mean, they have several, right? I mean, it's not just one. That was the original one. That was the original Gerber baby. But apparently, Brooke Shields is one. Who knew? Certainly not me.
No.
Amy did.
Wait, what did
Our number one fan.
Why did we take this out? I'm still.
You
looking.
did.
I didn't take it out, did I?
Well,
Yeah.
I think when you brought up the picture, it automatically removed that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Production 101.
I'm not sure who's the frog.
Something Smacks Sugar. It used to be called Sugar Smacks, and then they just called them Smacks or something like that, right? Right, Craig?
I believe so. Yeah, I think Sugar Smacks.
I'm gonna Google that one. I'm pretty sure that's Sugar Smacks. Yeah, Sugar Smacks Frog. Yeah, that's right.
Now, what about the M&M guys? Plain or peanut?
Oh, they kind
Who
of changed it
wins
to
that?
Honey Snacks afterwards. That's what they did. What?
So M&M Peanut.
Frogs make a lot of sense for honey snacks.
Yeah.
M&M Peanut would be interesting because if you're allergic to peanuts, they would go all the way to the red. Like that M&M Peanut would pretty much kick Annie's ass any day of the week.
Right. All right. Amy is now saying Ed says a porn star named Marilyn Chambers was also a Gerber baby.
I'm sure I knows that.
Yeah, I guess that's what she was doing behind the green door before she came
Yes.
out.
Well, she did I think it was Ivory.
Yes, she was.
laundry
She
soap.
did the Ivory soap commercials before
Yeah.
doing behind the green door. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty funny. Dave, she was at the beginning of the porn thing back in the 1970s when they would be like Deep Throat era when they'd be shown in theaters and people would go see them, and it was really.
He doesn't know what that is. Look at the look on his face. He's got no clue, Glad.
Yeah, but it definitely fit in with 1970s style New York City. That's for sure. So I don't know. We got Peanut M&M over there. He's looking pretty innocent and Lucky.
Get that fist up though, or the hand. He's gonna slap you. One of the two.
Yeah. Oh, Amy's now saying our next door neighbor's uncle was a green giant. So I wonder how many asses he kicked because that was a
big dude.
He was a huge dude. How did he
Yeah.
fit in his house, Amy? Find out from your neighbor. You know what it was like having a giant green uncle. That must have been really weird.
Green
and
giant, Mr. Clean to go head to head.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right. So we got Eminem. I don't think I'm feeling like Eminem and Lucky could really get smacked by the hamburger helper glove guy. You know, for sure. I don't know why this list. I don't know why this list is making them tougher. And I don't know. Also, Uncle Ben over there. I don't know. I would put him in the totally kick my ass category because he's probably like got some like smart stuff that'll just make you fall apart inside to say.
I would think Chef Boyardee is going down if it's Uncle Ben.
Yeah. Yeah, and Chef Boyardee should be over here too. Oddly enough, Chef Boyardee, actual human being. I had no idea that he was a real person until like a year or two ago.
Oh, Ed was wrong. Marilyn was the baby on the ivory snowbox, which you guys just said. So, not a girl baby.
That's all right.
That's okay. It was still made for a good story.
It really.
I'm curious why the rabbit is looked at so tough.
Maybe because he's wily. Yeah. I don't know. And why'd they pick that rabbit? Aren't there other rabbits?
That's
Is that the Trix rabbit?
That's the Trix rabbit.
Yeah. Yeah, they really are.
I guess because he's so defensive about Trix being for kids, he will fuck up an adult.
Yeah. And I'm totally the only one in this list I'm forgetting now is the bear up there.
Golden something.
Sugar bear.
Right. Yeah, sugar bear.
Oh,
right.
Sugar bear? I thought it was golden something. So I don't know.
Or maybe you're right. But then we got then we got what is that? The Cheetos tiger guy?
Yeah.
And then Tony, of course.
Yeah. You guys are right. It's Sugar Bear.
Yeah, I think Tony's pretty
powerful.
Pretty powerful. It's pretty awesome that he's up there against the Green Giant, and they would absolutely kick my ass.
Which is ironic because the Frosted Flakes commercials are about being great, and they're usually about athletics and doing things. But they're basically sugar. They're just sugar for breakfast.
Aren't all of these things full of sugar, other than maybe AFC?
I guess all of these would be, yeah. But listen, I love myself a good bowl of Cheerios.
Mr. Peanut. I mean, who's taking on Mr. Peanut? He's going to whack you with that cane.
Listen, there's a lot of them that they did not include, and it's really kind of offensive to me that they didn't include things. But before I get to some that they didn't include, I love Kool-Aid Man. I'm surprised that he's not on kick your ass because he could drown you with that shit. Probably.
He is on kick your ass. He's like on orange.
Oh yeah, I'll kick your ass. Yeah. All right. So, where do you think Toucan Sam would fit in on this list?
They'd pin his wings back and he'd be done.
He's gonna peck you with that beak and go, he's gonna pop some skin. So,
all right. How about Charlie the Tuna?
Who's that?
You don't know who Charlie Tuna is? Wow,
I don't.
Chicken of the sea, dude.
Yeah, it's not there was Starkist. I guess they're not.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I never knew the name. I know who you're talking about. I just never knew the name of the mascot.
He wore a beret and sunglasses.
What have you been doing with your life? And what about Big Boy? Bob's
Big Boy
is
I've been
a hamburger over his head
for No Vacancy Live, and having to work 7 other jobs because I don't get paid well enough. So I'm gonna go protest in Zuccotti Park now. I think. Bye.
All right. What about
with that attitude, you never will be paid enough.
What about Snap, Crackle, and Pop? Where do you think they would fit in?
There's 3 of them versus 1, so I guess it'd have to be a pretty up there, right?
I think the Keebler Elf could kick all 3 of their ass.
Yeah, I feel so. I feel like that too. He'd be like, he'd have this chocolate covered graham cracker and shut the fuck up, All right. What about Twinkie the Kid?
I don't know who the hell that is.
That's got to go back. I think that one goes back to the 60s, along with Frito Bandito.
I looked up Twinkie the Kid, and this looks like a very, very, very inappropriate looking mascot. I'm just saying.
Frito Bandito? I know. That's why
Frito Bandito.
There's a reason why you don't know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh man, all these good old 60s and 70s mascots that are all gone now.
I know.
They moved up to the NFL.
Huh? Speaking of that, NFL season is here. Now I know we don't talk too much about sports on this.
Hey, we do. And I was on Calvin's fantasy football show the other night. Dave, you were supposed to be on that show.
I was.
He just remembered.
No, I actually texted Calvin that night and apologized. But unfortunately, Some things came up that I really can't mention on air that took my attention, took my time, had me kind of a little preoccupied. So
Yeah.
I did apologize to Calvin. Honestly, I'm sure the event went much, much better without me gracing with my presence.
Yeah, I was going to say it's much better than how this show is going.
It was much, much better. But listen, guys, next thing I want to talk about, right? We all are in money, and we do investments, and we have these couple things and houses and entertainment. And of course, Glenn, you are still working on the most profitable, or I should say most valuable project from the housing market in California. That's coming along. I know you'll never tell us about it, but don't worry. We've got our Johnny on the spot reporter on the scene who's giving us all the information. Let's find out what's going on with Glenn's brand new house.
So silly.
Hey, Glenn, look at that. Your outdoor fireplace. We're getting the railing up. And it looks like you got another one over here. And looks like that's where you're going to put your outdoor kitchen. Is that right? Look at that. It's coming along nicely.
Wow.
So, Glenn, we're still over the wrap on the home. What is our timeline here, Glenn? When can we expect to see reservations being booked at the House from Pool House, Clubhouse, Smokehouse, Dispensary Part 2?
West Coast. the West Coast House from Pool Club, Smokehouse, Dispensary, Pool Club.
Coming to Airbnb soon.
Yeah. Not in New York City, though.
Airbnb is doing anything in New York City, because that's been kicked out the window. Did you hear about that, Craig?
No.
The new law in New York City that you can't do short-term rentals unless you're going to be living in the actual unit with the renter.
Oh, that just sounds amazingly bad.
Yeah, it gets better. You can only have 2 people, and all doors must be unlocked at all times in the place.
Even the door to the
all the doors to the bedrooms, everything. Yeah, it's good stuff.
No thanks.
So
I wish they do something like that here, and we just end Airbnb. Luckily, the Airbnb next to me is going to be occupied by its owner, so that's going away.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, Airbnb in general, there's a lot of hate.
I think he paid off his mortgage.
Probably did. He probably did. So now let me ask you guys a question. If you had the opportunity to pay off your mortgage with Airbnb, would you rent out your house?
No.
Why not?
Absolutely not. Too much damage, too much bullshit, and
gross.
I don't like strangers in my house.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean by gross. It just feels weird.
You guys staying here, that's totally different. But, somebody that I've got no idea about, and I've got constantly got to be worried about shit being broken and stolen.
At least when we stay there, he knows shit's going to be broken and stolen, so there's no mystery.
So that's fine. I put out all the lousy stuff, so you take that. So it's all good.
Well, speaking of broken and stolen shit, now
you talking about my soul?
Yes. So everything that this show does for all of us. But there was an event that happened last week that is a yearly event that people pay an exorbitant amount of money to go basically.
That's right. I took a shower. I know.
So
every August 31st. All the townsfolk gather around and they hose me down.
Whether you need it or not, you take a shower.
That's right.
So, of course, we're talking about the annual Burning Man Festival. For those who don't know, there's tens of thousands of people that go to the middle of nowhere desert
Mudman
in Nevada, and they just do a bunch of crazy shit for a week, and they pay a lot of money to do it. But this year is a little bit different because what happens in the desert, or doesn't happen that much in the desert? Rain. You know what happened in the desert this year? A lot of rain.
Like really, really bad.
So they were stuck there. And of course, I'm sure you've heard this story. They were stuck there for several days, a lot of mud, a lot of craziness, blah, 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 blah. My question for you guys, especially you, Mr. Houseman, as one who loves to partake in these types of hot mess events, and I've seen you do them, would you guys ever do a Burning Man festival? And if so, should we do an FNA from there?
I would totally do it if it was like 1994. But now that I'm in my 50s, I don't think I could handle it. If we had a luxury RV and all of that kind of stuff, then that would be really cool, and we would have a lot of fun. But I think it's kind of past its moment. It's not genuine anymore, in my opinion.
Not according to 70,000 people that got stuck out there last week.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. That's too much. Yeah, I don't know. Craig, what do you think?
I think the luxury RV is one facet that would get me interested. Now, the other two facets.
The luxury
would
RV also has to have a luxury bathroom with
right,
it,
right.
by the
Yeah,
way.
exactly.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to drag it out there and set it up in the campground, and then we have to helicopter in and helicopter out. I'm not other if none of those things are available, or only a couple of them are available, it's a hard no. I'm not fucking going. I don't camp. I love staying in hotels and resorts. I don't fucking camp. Period.
But isn't that like against the total idea of Burning Man? Isn't the Burning Man supposed to
don't
be
give a shit
and nature and all that shit? And you're gonna over here flying in with your carbon.
I'm there to hear music, okay, and laugh at people that are probably a little bit too stoned or drunk or both.
Is there music? It's not a music festival, right? There's no band.
No, it's not a music festival, but there's a lot of people that do music and art installations and stuff like that.
Now, I did think it was rather hilarious that Chris Rock was there, because he was not one that I would peg for being there, and he had to walk out, and then he was in a video of him sitting in the back of a truck getting out of there, and that went viral. So I thought that was pretty funny. There's a former acting Solicitor General of the United States there. I thought that was kind of funny. But no, I got no desire for that. I mean, they could have Fish and Jerry Garcia and the original Grateful Dead there, and I probably still wouldn't be interested.
If Jerry Garcia was there, I think that might change the dynamic. I'd be like, what the hell's happening here?
I think we should go to Burning Man, and I think our art piece should be a 10-foot statue of Glenn, just in some funny pose, maybe a pose of him doing the dance or that, and that is our artwork. And then we don't burn it. We just let it sit there for eternity.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the historic rains that came through Burning Man also went through a tiny little, not very well-known city that also happens to be in Nevada. Some people go there sometimes. Sometimes famous people go there. I know, Glenn, you've been there once or twice.
Some people live there, like Glenn.
Live there. It's crazy, right? But it did cause a lot of flooding in that town as well. And of course, we are talking about the very unknown city of Las Vegas.
Woo! I was there once during one of those massive storms, and saw stuff like this.
You see here. So what?
I was there. I was there. It was probably about 10 years ago, and it was like they said the worst storm they had in 30 years when I was there.
2023, apparently.
Yeah. Wow. Look at this. That's crazy.
Well, remember what was it a couple years ago? There was the really bad storm that was raining in the casinos. Do you guys remember those videos?
Yes.
Yes, I believe there are certain casinos that were built in such a way that now that they're 30 plus years old, they kind of leak a little bit under certain circumstances.
You think? Because it's dry like 99% of the time there? Yeah. All that shit dries out and all that molding's gone?
Yeah.
I think it was, there was one video, I think it was it Caesars, that people were just, they were playing as it was raining and they just kept playing.
Wow.
I'm trying.
Nice.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now.
Is that the reaction you were looking for from us?
I wasn't paying attention to that. I'm looking at the video of Caesar's flooding through the lights. Again, you guys act like.
Hey, listen, we're the guests today. You're supposed to be running the show and asking all the questions.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Goodbye. So that's what he's supposed to do, guys. So since I run the show, he can go out and he can come back as much as I want him to.
No, I'd rather be off.
He's back.
I got a concert to go to. You're not punishing me by taking me off air.
I'm gonna just get all that rain to go that way somehow. I'm not sure. I'm gonna come over to Long Island.
Don't worry, Glenn. We'll be done in less than 30 minutes.
Yep.
That's true. We are almost there. So now, okay, we're still talking about travel. I want to take us to travel, but not by plane. I want to take us by car. What is maybe one driving road trip, whether it be in the U.S. or another part of the world, that you haven't done that you want to do before you go?
Travel in the U.S. where we want to go?
It could be anywhere. Before you die,
anywhere in the world.
Where's one road trip, whether it be driving through Europe or driving across country in the U.S. or driving that one road that goes from like the top part of Russia down to like Cape Town. What would you guys want to do that you haven't done? Kind of like your bucket list road trip type of thing.
I don't care what I do as long as I do it with Dr. Producer Suzanne.
Hello. Road trips are the best.
New pineapples.
Yes, pineapples are even better when you have them. How are you guys?
Good.
Great.
So this is a really good question. What would be the ultimate road trip that you would like to take? I got to tell you, Dave, I'm pretty simple. I really love to. I've always thought about this throughout my whole life. I just want to drive across the country. I want to stop in little main streets and eat in diners and, go see the world's largest ball of wax and do all those kinds of things and do all that kind of
in your ear, though?
Americana kind of stuff.
Here comes the ball of string.
No, not in my ear, Craig. I am nice enough to take it, scoop it out, and collect it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Craigie?
You know what I would love to do? I did this as a child, and unfortunately, it doesn't really exist anymore. But I would love to go over what does exist of Route 66 on a Harley.
Yeah.
And I did that when it was in existence with my parents, and it was just some of the best trips I've ever had. But I'd love to do it on a Harley and go as far as I possibly can on that trip. Stay at little hotels, motels, and diners, and little country bars, and go in and have some beers. So yeah.
Carol kind of took my next question away. We'll get to that, Carol. We'll get there. But Suzanne, what about you? Now you've done the drive down 95 from Massachusetts to Florida, which sounds terrible. But what's one that you would actually want to do?
It wasn't that bad.
Take the drive back up.
Yeah, and you get to read the billboards just south of the border for 200 miles. So that's fun.
Exactly. No, you know what I really wanted to do, and especially when I had off over the summers as a teacher, I really had lofty goals of leveraging my summer breaks to go hit all the national parks, and drive around and have a small camper to be able to do that. So I think I really want to get back to that, because I think my son's now getting to that good age where he can appreciate some of that and just be able to explore. I had a great trip planned. It was back in 2012. I was working at one of the hotels during the summer, so I was leveraging my employee discount, and I planned to go from a conference in Colorado all the way around and do the Four Corners and everything. Unfortunately, my father-in-law passed away when we were out there, so I had to scrap the whole road trip that I had worked on and come back home. But just doing that, it was so exciting to like put the plans in and where you were going to stop, and really just asking people like, I'm hitting this area. Where's the must-see spot that you've got to hit and enjoy? So
now I would like to see, Glenn and David on a motorcycle, sidecar, and going down 95 to Florida.
Oh, totally. And I want to have one of those old timey glasses.
Goggles.
Yeah.
Goggles.
Like I was flying a dual winged airplane in World War One.
Exactly. Exactly. Now I think another thing would be fun, and Glenn and I have talked about this a couple of times, is getting on Amtrak and doing that 3-day trip from Chicago to San Francisco and seeing the country, and making those stops as well, and little towns along the way.
But I don't think it's going to stop in little towns. It's going to stop in major markets. No.
There's a couple of the states that you go through. There's smaller towns that they do stop at.
The whole point of the trip is to do more scenic stuff as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's some of those rides that you can. That's like the only way you could see that part of the country is going on the train. Yeah.
I actually have two, both in the country. One is to take the drive from Miami down to Key West.
Yeah.
You have a driver's license?
They let me get one, believe it or not.
Can you parallel park?
Drive, by the way.
I am actually an excellent parallel parker. Thank you very much. Okay, I live in the tri-state Northeast area. I live in California.
Well, we'll be the judge of that next time you're out here. We'll do a short video about you.
I will be glad to show you guys out in Cali how to drive and park. Be my absolute pleasure. And based on your Instagram, Craig, no one in your area knows how to park, so I'm glad to come out there.
You're right.
I don't know, Craig. I don't know how you live in a community with such disgusting people that park more than 6 inches from the curb.
I know. Especially because the roads are only 8 inches wide.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
really are. If you guys have ever been to Greg's house, it's hysterical. If there's
They've
people
all been
parked
there,
on both
Glenn,
sides,
every one of them.
whoever's driving has to go. Like if a UPS has to drive at like 3 miles an hour, and like he's white knuckling it at 3 miles an hour, so he doesn't like pull off car windows and stuff. Rear view mirrors.
The second one I want to do is the LA to Vegas drive, and I want to.
I did that a couple of times.
I want to do that one too. I don't have a reason to ever, but I want to do that one. And I want to get to the point where I don't have to worry about speed limits and just gas.
Dave, the best part about that drive is thinking about how you'd really like to do that drive. The drive itself is not so great.
It really isn't. It's a myth, David. It really
5 hours isn't worth it for that one moment where you come over the hill and you see the city and you go, yeah!
Well, I still want to say I at least did it once, and I probably never do it again. Right. The same thing as the Miami drive. Or the
I'll tell you, there's this one time somewhere around Barstow is when the trip kicked in. You don't. All right, he gets that. He gets that.
No, it's fear and loathing.
We're stopping at the next gas station. I want a 6-pack.
I'm very aware of fear and loathing on those names.
That's one of my favorite books.
I mean, I've only seen the movie, but I haven't read it. But maybe I should read it one day. Now, Carol has a follow-up on this question. Now, we talked about what we want to do. Better question is, who do you want to do it with?
Can I do it alone? Well, assuming we can't say our family.
He's right. He's right.
Family is out. Yes. Alone. No family allowed. No family allowed.
Yeah. I'm only half joking when I say alone, because I think I travel alone. I'm an only child. I'm used to being on my own. I kind of like the whole idea of kind of being forced into having to have a lot of interactions and be much more of a participator than an observer in those kinds of things, if that makes any sense. But otherwise, I'd probably, if I had to go with people, I would probably do it with my buddies that I started going to all the fish shows with, the 4 of us, my buddies, Doug, Corey, and Brian, because it'd be a lot of fun. It'd be good, memories kind of a trip and of us going together and that sort of thing.
That's a fair one.
Yeah.
That's a fair one. Craigie?
Hey, I'm going to be alone. I'm going to be on a Harley. So it's.
Well, put a sidecar on maybe, and then you can have hers.
Well, okay. If I put a sidecar on, then Makai's coming with me.
She'll have the
goggles on. You said no family. That's a great answer. I will take that. Suzanne?
I don't know. I think it would be a really wild ride to actually be with Glenn and Anthony going cross country.
You're a glutton for punishment.
I might change my reality and my focus in life by the time it's done.
No. I think it changes well before that. In the first stop, you're out of the car ordering an Uber to get to whatever airport that's got commercial jets.
Anthony and I are great in like 20-minute increments. After that,
And the reality of that's not actually true. I've had plenty of very nice dinners and lunches with Glenn and Anthony, and they all have
it's all a facade,
weird tone.
David, know that.
Yeah, but Anthony has like all of his stuff in like the back of the car and the trunk, and there wouldn't be much space. So I don't know. I guess I got to come up with somebody else.
Is that all of his wardrobe for all the changes and medical kits and everything else because he's a germaphobe? I mean,
I'm probably the one with all the medical kits. No, I think it's just all the outfits. That steamer's going to take up.
Sounds like my ex-wife.
Steamer is going to take a lot.
Well, haven't you seen him pack? Didn't you see that TikTok?
No, I have never seen that, and I don't want to. No.
I wonder why you need a steamer in life. Oh goodness.
By the way, I purchased a steamer and I have it at home. It is so much better than the ironing. It is.
I was about to ask you the next question now. On top, following up on that, iron or steamer?
The steamer thing, I got it. Like I said, I have it here at home. It's great. I am actually considering getting like a smaller portable one.
Do you use it?
I have been using it. I use at home. I used to be so lazy. I would just like wear a wrinkled shirt out and go, fuck it. Right. I can't do that with work, but at home I have no dignity. But the steamer, it actually makes me want to look okay. Yeah.
The steamer, honestly, the steamer over the iron is like life changing. It's such a better product. It's so much easier. Just hang the shirt up.
It just go
real quick and
it does it.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
if I ever have a job where I have to travel any type of consistent, I will 100% be carrying a travel steamer. And for hotels out there, listen to that feedback. Change the iron, get a steamer. People will thank you for it.
Well,
yeah.
Then they stopped making grilled cheese sandwiches on the ironing board. Okay.
Let me give a shout out to the Darwin Hotel in Atlanta, who had a steamer. That's the only hotel that I have personally stayed at.
Wrong.
No,
Wrong.
who else has one?
Every Moxie in the country.
Oh
Yeah. In their laundry room, they've got a steamer.
Oh,
for
interesting.
the guests to use. Yeah.
How do you not know that, Glenn? You're like Mr. Moxie over there.
Because he doesn't go to the laundry room. He just stays in his room.
Because I don't actually stay in Moxie's.
With all of his clothes rolled up in a ball.
We just get just roll in at 10 o'clock, set up the gear, do the interview, and then roll out at 1. You know.
Interesting fun fact: the first place I met Glenn Houseman, the first time we shook hands, at a Moxie.
Yeah, and you had
the laundry room.
What's that?
The laundry. It was this. I was actually holding a steamer at the time.
It was at the second floor bar that was way too dark to see anybody. So we just kind of
Which is why
that's why he met you there.
Strategy to that, Dave.
He didn't pick up on that hint, Glenn.
I know.
Listen, you got to force your way into some activities. You got to be blind to some truths. Make your way in the world, and I am the master at doing that. Hence why I grew out the long hair.
Yeah,
pull it above my eyes and not see shit.
Well, it's good to see the Facebook feed has apparently come back, or at least one of the Facebook feeds have come back.
We're not sure which one, but thank you, Carol, for jumping in there and giving us all these fun facts and questions. We still have about 15 minutes left, so send some more. Give us some more topics. Give us some more questions, because this is all about you, which means it's actually all about us. Again.
That was good, David.
Not sure who this LinkedIn user is, but Arlo Winwood has steamers in every room. So now let's keep moving along here, because Glenn, we used to travel a decent amount. A lot of times we ended up in casino resorts or several times. Now I know you're
I'm in casinos way too much. I actually wound up going to Jake's 58 here on Long Island last night.
Why?
A friend. I know. A friend of mine who I used to work with at a previous job, who had moved to another state, was in town visiting and was meeting up with some people over there. So I went over there, and
you guys really went all out to go to Jake's 58. I
had to put on my good Crocs to go over there.
So now, you don't know,
Jake's, did you steam your shirt?
Yeah. No, they won't. They're like, sorry, that's way too steamed. You got to go home and put on something wrinkly.
It was a t-shirt and a jacket. He was doing his Crockett routine. No socks in the Crocs.
Although, ironically, my nickname was Tubbs in high school. Yeah.
So what is your, and this is should be pretty easy to narrow down. So I don't know, Glenn, you're not the biggest gambler. I'm not sure about you, Craig. I don't know about you, Suzanne.
I want you to know I wagered a big 20 last night. Yeah.
Wow.
Puff and Puff, great slot machine. I walked out with up $54 last night. So I was able to plow that money into my Sting ticket investment tonight. So it was very exciting.
I didn't see your guest
at Jones Beach Amphitheater.
Yeah.
That. So now what would you guys say is your worst casino experience? Whether it be playing, experience. What is your worst experience?
All right, so there are a lot of really sad local casinos and stuff like that, right? But one that really stands out to me is actually in Vegas. I had a friend who was going to hook me up, but we didn't realize that it happened to be during the CES conference, which, for those of you who don't know, is like the biggest conference of the year in Las Vegas, and shitty hotels sell rooms for thousands of dollars, right? So I wound up having to stay on the outskirts at a casino hotel that the company owned, and it was so freaking gross. Like you walked into the casino and every bit of nicotine since 1957 had stayed in the building, and it was like, and like it was filled with old ladies at slot machines with the cigarettes that were like 8 inches of ashes, and they had the blue hair.
Nice.
It was nuts. It was like totally gross and disgusting. And I had a great time.
Did you eat at the buffet there?
No. Why? One time I ate at a casino in Arkansas, and I had to go to the buffet there, and that was one of the most disgusting buffets I ever went to. It reminded me of like a hospital cafeteria in 1976. Yeah.
Amazing.
Glenn, tell them why I don't eat at buffets.
Because they're gross.
It's more than that. You know it. You know the story.
I forgot. I don't know. I can't recall it right this second.
Okay.
Now you gotta tell it, Craig.
The sneeze guard is more than a sneeze guard.
Puke guard?
Okay. Yeah, it is a pit guard for all those people that are wearing tank tops and deodorant balls falling out of their arms into the food. Don't eat the fucking buffets.
I've never thought of that, but that is pretty gross. That's like the epiphany that
I had a GM at a major Vegas resort tell me that story decades ago. I have not eaten it once since.
Are we talking just casino buffets, or are you talking every buffet?
Everyone? They'll tell you it's a sneeze guard. They don't want people sneezing on the food. Okay, and that's part of it. But it's those deodorant balls that are coming out.
What if you go into a buffet that it's not in Vegas?
Won't eat there. Won't eat there.
You have
will
to
not eat there. Will not eat there. I will order something and have a server bring it. I don't care.
What if Glenn decides
they can charge me $50 or $150 Glenn Hausman money to deliver my food and have somebody freshly cook it, and I will pay them $150 Glenn Hausman dollars.
But what happens if
so that's 8 cents in real dollars?
Exactly.
What if the Pool House, Houseman Clubhouse, Smokehouse decides to go with buffet style dining options? Then what are you gonna do, Craig?
We actually set up a buffet over here with all the ribs and the chicken and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, there you go. What would you do if Glenn was hosting the buffet?
Fortunately, I don't perspire, so you don't have to worry about that.
He doesn't perspire, and he doesn't let people run around without shirts on. So I'm good.
Yeah, everybody has to wear parkers in my backyard when swimming.
Yeah. That way they sink right to the bottom.
So that's kind of the epiphany for me. The first time I had the epiphany, my dad's friend was actually saying this about pool bars, casino bars, and non-alike. That at a pool bar you see someone sitting there from 10 a.m.
They're peeing in that pool. You're damn right.
You never see them get up. Well, where is the pee going? And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. So
it's
that was
wafting around.
A tough epiphany for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Suzanne, what about you?
My worst casino experience was probably out in Vegas when I fractured my knee at the casino hotel.
How did you fracture your knee at the casino hotel?
You could pick any story possible. It would be better than what really happened. I was at a work conference.
Did you trip over your suitcase in your room?
Nope. I did not get chased by the tiger. I did not win the slots. I did not win the jackpot. We kind of had fun as we went along, saying all the fun things that could have happened. But I was putting on my pantyhose, and I dislocated my kneecap. When I fell down, what we did not see was that the bed frame was sticking out underneath the bed skirt.
I gotta mute this for a second.
Ouch.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, and I fell down and fractured my kneecap 3/4 of the way through.
Oh my god, I'm grabbing my knee right now. That just sounds big.
Yeah, I think I'm like 1% of
Glenn's
the
sound
population.
effect isn't helping.
No, I get I it's so weird. I have this situation where like I'll just like feel gross and want to faint, and with any like story, like somebody like
keep going,
gets a paper cut, I fall apart.
Hey, it makes for a good show. Fake Glenn.
Do you want to hear about the part how I had to put my knee back together myself before I could get help?
All right, Rambo, give it a break here.
Well, that leads us to the best part of the show. Where we're going to do the All right. It is time for the Friday Night Audit Plug-Up Palooza. I'm going to start off here by recommending you to go to Dr. Producer Suzanne for all of your medical needs. Yes, she will come to you with your fractured fibula, your fractured wrist, your fractured toe, and she will put you back together in a gross hotel room in Vegas. But don't expect it to be anywhere else. You have to get yourself to that hotel in Vegas for you to see service. But once you do, you'll get service for free with a pineapple on top.
Nice.
For Dr.
Maybe she could be like the new doctor in John Wick 5 or something like that.
Great.
There you go.
Hey,
Yeah.
you can use a gallbladder in Arizona.
Oh, God.
Suzanne, what are you plugging today?
I'm plugging that you should just take care of yourself and slow down in life.
And watch where you put on your pantyhose.
Yeah, I don't wear them anymore.
Thank goodness
We're
that
gone.
trend seems to be ending. Yeah.
But
That-
Glenn, you're
that
still wearing
ended,
pantyhose.
What?
Glenn's still wearing pantyhose.
Well, that's by choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2005. That's out the window, completely
Yeah.
gone.
Craigie.
Hey,
Hey.
March 6th and 7th, 2024, 7th Annual California Lodging Investment Conference. Click Connect is on a little bit of a hiatus right now, and we'll be back after the lodging conference. But we do have a lodging conference special. If you go to cliconference.com and register today, prices will never be lower. You can get registered for $425. Okay, that's it.
Wow.
Bye.
Yeah, you need to do that. That's a steal.
Bam. And all right, I know they sent me the graphic, but I screwed it up and I can't find the graphic. But I want to thank my friends over at AdCom and Darkness to Hope. They're going to be sponsoring a golf tournament in Orlando at the Reunion Resort that I'm going to be part of on November 8th. This is really important for everybody out there. If you're going to be in Orlando, we'd love for you to participate. Maybe you want to sponsor, maybe you want to play. But we really want to try to bring attention to fighting anti-human trafficking efforts. And Darkness to Hope is a great organization that helps bridge the gap between federal and local and state levels in order to make sure that people are protected and safe. So I'm looking forward to participating in this and doing my hope to bring attention to this issue. Maybe Dr. Producer Suzanne, you're going to be close. Maybe you could, come to that as well. We'll see.
I want Suzanne to play some golf, but we had to be very careful around those tee boxes. I don't want Suzanne to break anything.
Yeah, I know, totally. All right, so drop me a line on that, and I will be at the Sting concert tonight at the Jones Beach Theater, so come and say hello to me there. Next week, I'll be in Dallas hosting and keynoting the Unifocus's customer conference, and then I'll be doing a general session, getting lots of content at the lodging session the week after that in Phoenix. Week after that, I'll be hosting Rainsco's annual conference. I'm looking forward to being part of that one in Asheville, North Carolina, a city I've never been to before, which is so fun. 27 years deep into traveling throughout my career. And then the week after that, I'll be in the Bahamas attending the G6 annual conference. So looking forward to seeing you all out there on the road, and particularly seeing you on November 8th in Orlando at the Reunion Resort, helping to fight human trafficking. Have a great weekend, Mr. Cards.
Wait a minute.
Everybody.
Before we hang up. Wait.
Yeah.
Hey, David, take off the logo over my box.
Yeah. Hey,
See, Bruce Ford's been with us the whole time.
Oh,
Did everybody
yeah.
see him?
Yeah.
He's made
There he
another appearance.
Oh, there he is. Look at that.
Take that, CJ.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get a CJ cutout.
I was going to say,
I like the fact that he's on the pineapple.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I know.
All right,
Bye,
well, guys,
everybody. Have a great
wonderful
weekend.
Enjoy the show. Hopefully, not too much traffic getting out there. Hopefully, a lot of traffic getting good.
Nah, I'm gonna take Ocean Parkway and avoid all the traffic. It's a great way to do it. Right